these players just don't want to let go of a single penny? This is illiteracy, man. You're representing your country at the international level, for God's sake. You guys are millionaires, multimillionaires. For God's sake, bring some class in your thinking. Money doesn't alone give you class. So be a little aggressive in your approach. This defensive mindset has killed Pakistan since 2010. Ji, Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is Imran Jamil once again. World Cup Cricket 2023 is about to begin, and there are finalization talks of different teams and their squads and everything, and same thing with Pakistan cricket team. However, there's I don't think any other team that has so much chaos going on at this point. Some arguments are justified, but some are just baseless. First of all, why is it that before every World Cup, we have to have these discussions, and there is a lobby that is just supporting the captain, and then we wait for 4 years throughout the rebuilding process, and all the people who have had a role to play, Misbah-ul Haq, Inzimam-ul Haq, they're back. I just don't understand. How is it? It's not their fault right now, because right now Babar Azam has been the captain that had the most influence, and he tried to use his influence. So that's why he has to take responsibility for his stupid decisions, cluelessness, and not learning in the past 4 years. Again, you talk about Sarfaraz, everybody gets ticked off without realizing that he was the actual captain who could have taken the team ahead. He's proven it. But yes, in the last year and a half, it was written on the wall that he is mentally not that strong in that situation where, Mickey Arthur is calling the shots or somebody else is calling the shots, and he is making compromises. Biggest of all was demoting himself to number 7 up to number 8 in batting. So that's his fault. It had to happen eventually because he was asking for it. Come Babar Azam. Just because he was the best batsman in the team, did he deserve the captain spot? There were other talents at that time in the team. If you had to, you should have planned it a little bit. That you should have kept Sarfaraz. Not only that he lost captaincy for all 3 formats, gutless people, and without any shame, shameless people that all of these superstars are, who were part of the administration at that time, just to have their favorites come in the team, they had to drop Sarfaraz off. Now, there's no point dwelling upon it, I understand. But again, there's a World Cup that is just about to begin, and Babar is, everybody knows, is as clueless as day one that he walked in. For some reason, he hasn't learned his own performance. Again, even today, people were arguing with me that, okay, name what captaincy miscalculations he has made. I can't imagine that how to actually answer that question. He hasn't won anything, or these are the stats that you cannot deny. Winning or losing is one thing. Having the correct approach, and then on top of that, if the person who is clueless becomes stubborn, then it's a danger to the team. And that's what Babar has become. Choosing players to his own liking, not letting the talent come through. Finally, Zaman Khan played and people are actually questioning him. It was stupid decision by Babar. Even a street cricketer knows that if the person is going to bowl a full pitch ball, specifically a Yorker, he's going to go for a Yorker. I mean, you need 6 runs in 2 balls. You have to stop the boundary. And what is the most likely place on a fast bowler that the boundary could leak? Third man or fine leg. At least have one of the two. And third man more likely than not, because the batsman swings in that situation. So the edge will go, if it's a left-hand batsman and the bowler is coming, right-hand bowler is coming over the wicket, there's a natural angle. Chances of something going to fine leg are minimal, and going to the third man are maximum. Rudimentary. 101. And then you call that, that he's a superstar, so don't say anything to it. No. Why not? Because, we put these people on a pedestal that is highest than anything else. They're paid for it. Even to talk, they get thousands of dollars, forget about rupees. And we're supposed to just stay quiet and look at these people year after year after year go in further decline. And then somebody was arguing with me that this is the best team, they've been winning. I give you that. This is the best team, or the environment of the team has been really good. But watch it now. Then when the talks are starting against Babar, this is exactly how it was under Sarfaraz when they won the Champions Trophy as well. And they actually won it. But nobody wanted him to be too powerful. Even the players of that time, some of our superstars that were playing under him, were against him. Babar has done one good thing, that he has utilized his popularity and got his own team of second-class players in the middle order specifically. Whether it's the bowlers, the spinners, Shadab is not the person that he was. He should have. What is the big deal with Pakistani players and Pakistani people? Why can't Shadab, who's out of form for the longest time, go and play domestic cricket just like anybody else, instead of going and playing for T20 leagues, which is destroying? So the players have to decide, they want to play the leagues, then stick to T20. Don't win the longer formats, which are already, far and in between. Let the domestic performers come in test and at least one day. A few players are capable of playing all three formats, that's fine. But we know that most of our bowlers struggle. Even our star bowlers struggle because, they are playing more T20 cricket. Now Naseem Shah is injured. Who's responsible for that? Even against Nepal, you're playing so-called your full strength 11, and people like Saud Shakeel and other players sitting on the bench, you didn't give them a chance because you're a scared goat. For God's sake, man, you're playing for the country. This is ridiculous. So the big 5 changes or 6 changes, whatever I've been hearing, the talks are of good players to come in. And then people are saying that why didn't they give Wasim Jr. a chance? What has he done, man? Every single one of you who defends Babar or his selections, tell me the achievements. Don't say that they've been winning. They've been winning against the smaller teams and even here and there with bigger teams in series. Don't count T20s. We're talking about one-day cricket over here. Became number 1 by playing Afghanistan and some other teams continuously. What happened against Australia? These are some basics. And this is why people defend them and nothing happens. Anyway, we don't have a system in place. So I also heard a talk of Sarfaraz coming in the middle order. Whoever is talking about that, I applaud you, because the World Cup, Sarfaraz is going to be the key. He's one of your best batsmen. He himself did not justify his batting talent when he was the captain, but people know. Anybody who knows cricket knows that Sarfaraz can do wonders in the middle order, specifically in these conditions. So don't make him a captain if you think that time is past. That's fine. Bring him as a batsman. or as a second wicket keeper. I mean, if Rizwan doesn't want to leave wicket keeping even for small games, who are these people to decide? I mean, in every team, the management decides to rest the major players or main players. Learn, study, do something, grow yourselves intellectually. So anyway, and then I don't see a problem. I mean, the way team is, we know what's going to happen. He's going to panic again in crunch situations. Rizwan and him are always going to bully the batting order. So I neither want Rizwan to be the captain, even though he's a better captain than Babar for sure. He's shown it. But even if they change the captain right now and make shahidafridi the captain, if he's fit enough, why is it a big deal? It has happened before. It's not like you got a winning formula. Or the least should be that bring in the deserving players. 5 bowlers, go with 5 full bowlers in these spinning tracks and spinning pitches. If your 6 batsmen can't do anything, shame on them. The 7th one's not going to do much. So be a little aggressive in your approach. This defensive mindset has killed Pakistan since 2010, post 2010. Misbah. I mean, Misbah killed the whole generation. Now finally, during Sarfaraz's tenure, the team started playing aggressive cricket again. And now he's the god of Pakistani cricket. Nobody can talk about him. I used to be such a big fan of Misbah myself as a batsman. But when he became captain, his overall approach killed the whole spirit and the spine of Pakistani team. And everybody knows that. Playing all of his test cricket in UAE, most of it, winning 1 test in England. Yeah, in tests, at least he had the luxury of having spinners such as Saeed Ajmal or Abdul Rahman or Yasir Shah, and all of these people contributed to a great deal. And then not to mention that for major part, he had spinners in shorter formats like Afridi, who still to this day, man, I mean, he's one of the best shorter format spinners that anybody has seen. And then Hafiz himself was just such a great bowler in the shorter format of the game. So Misbah had all of that, yet did not win squat. So please have some patience. I hope they make the right decisions. And in this World Cup team, whether to change the captain or not, yeah, last minute changes could backfire. But what do you have to lose? That's my question. This is the 3rd big event within a year and a half that Pakistan team has been kicked out. And this time, they're at the bottom of the table, including Bangladesh, who has done great. That team has done well. But if you remember my previous video, I put some facts together and asked a question that does that mean that Pakistan is at the level of Afghanistan? Just the hype that they are able to beat the smaller teams just to keep the rankings. And then Imam ul Haq and players like Babar Azam is a better player than Imam for sure. But Imam, what is he doing there when Saim Ayub is there? Fakhar Zaman is out of form. Now Abdullah Shafiq, you finally gave him a chance and he showed you how to play in these conditions. And you guys think people are stupid? Those days are gone, man. So I hope somebody takes the right decisions, makes the right selection, and put some sense into Babar if he's to remain a captain. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to make a difference. All these superstars, I understand, they play together, they are in the same circles, so they don't want to go out and say these things. But some of them are very clear about that also. I was seeing this program with Shahidafridi, Mushtaq Ahmed and Mohammad Yusuf, and all of them were spot on. I think it was the last session today that they had. This on selection and Babar and everything else, and Mushtaq said some really helpful things and gave some tips, as well as in relation to Zaman Khan and some of those, and then he also pointed out the fielding placements by Babar, because every single time you're going to have somebody under pressure, you're going to be like, whoa, what am I doing? Let me give you guys some breathing room. And that's when you hand over the games every time. Anyway, sorry for the rant, but these are some of the things. Let's see in a day or so what comes out, and what's the final outcome, and then we'll bring you more. Have a good one. Take care, and if you like the video, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon.